Okay, well, in classic Dented Dreams Garage fashion, I have to rush tonight before the sun goes down, which totally isn't going to happen. I'm going to totally have to get flashlights, a hammer drill, all kinds of stuff, because the other car trailer is preoccupied. So we had to pull the love off this one. So, I've got a car trailer, and it's a 106-inch wheelbase for the car that I'm getting. I got good tires, I got everything, but I forgot when we bought this, it had absolutely no lights on it whatsoever. So that's cool. But luckily, I had a friend drop this off a long time ago. As you can tell from the plastic, the coloring, it's pretty old. But on the inside, it's pretty new. I'm going to do the ultimate hack job and, trailer wiring, because tomorrow we are going to pick up another gem. And it's not a Pontiac. It's not an El Camino. It's not a truck. It's not a Monte Carlo. And it's not a Mopar. Can you guess what it is?
That sleazy Rambler sounds an awful lot like you, Bender.
Here we go. Loading it up. Well, there you have it, folks. 1965 AMC Rambler 220. Actually, this is remarkably not bad. And I'll show you more. We're just checking our straps right now. I will show you more when we get this thing home. But I am so excited. Last time this was plated was 89, January. I wasn't even born yet. So, she's a little crusty, but she's good. Body gaps are good. It's got all the glass for once it's not broken. It has a flathead, 6-cylinder in it. We're gonna have some fun with this. First, we gotta get home. About 90 miles. Whew. Well, there's Jason. We lost the strap. It wasn't an important strap. It's just holding the trunk down.
Continue on Nebraska 8 West for half a mile.
I would love to. I would love to continue. But I gotta go find that strap before somebody runs it over. What an adventure. Hello and welcome back to another episode of Dented Dreams Garage. So today, we got another project car. And I think you're going to like it. So, how to explain? I should stay off of Facebook Market. But I don't. And then I usually end up running into something that I decide it was on my bucket list. And I can't live without it. Even though I could, I can't. 1965 AMC Rambler 220. Last plated in January of '89, so I was minus 4 months old. I think the key here is not to judge it too harshly. Now, the tires are completely flat. Actually, let's start with the good, okay? It's got all the trim, as far as I can tell. It's got all the glass. The doors and hood and stuff like that open the way they should. The dash is in good shape, or can be refinished. The rocker panels are there. I mean, for the most part, a lot of this is pretty solid. And a lot of the other stuff, AMC did their body lines very simply, the cheapest way possible, the easiest way possible. And that's good. because that means I can actually make whatever patch panel I need. Interruption. Interruption! Alright. Let me show you this gem. Absolute gem. I struggle a little with this one sometimes. There we go. Aha! You are looking at the last American flathead. That is a Flathead 6 hooked to a 3-speed manual. 3 on the tree, as you can see. 3 on the tree, as you can see. I hate myself. So don't freak out. Don't freak out. I have a plan. I have a plan. It's not a good plan, but it's a plan. So, this motor is locked. It's manual steering, manual brakes. It does have a heater. It's pretty plain Jane. However, you know, it's a unibody. There's no crazy through rust or anything in here. This engine bay can be all cleaned up, painted. That'll look good. This, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Now, I mean, I don't know. These things probably made 68 horsepower. There is mouse house action pretty much everywhere. I've had this about 24 hours. There's a lot of mouse house action. And don't get me started on the interior. And the battery tray isn't really there. There's just sort of stuff happening that's holding the battery in. But that's also okay. That's okay. At first, I just wanted to get the Flathead 6 running just to drive it one time. However, the amount of money and time that it is going to take to get this going is more than I want to do. It needs a lot. So, it's coming out. Now, I should say, these wheels, yeah, we just had to drag them. So, I think the clutch is stuck. Maybe. Which is kind of what the previous owners thought. It could be the motor, but I'll set you up here. Hang on. Kind of hard to show on the camera since it's just me. I think the motor's trying to turn. I'm pretty sure the clutch disc is rust welded. In which case, I've tried a few different ways to break that loose. It has not happened, which means the tranny's coming out. And if I'm doing all of that work, the engine and transmission are both coming out. But we'll get to that in a minute. Let's continue the rest of the tour. I believe they were 5 3/4 headlights, so I did actually get those, and I do have the trim rings to hold those in. The wiring, amazingly, does not seem bad, and then most of the body is pretty straightforward. I mean, we've got some surface rust marks. Nothing real big. They make this patch panel on eBay. I just bought it because that's like the most complicated body line of the car, which is crazy because I can get nothing for my 68 Ventura, but a freaking AMC of all things has a patch panel. Now this was interesting. So this was covered up. It was covered with this, which is Bondo. Now it hasn't been driven since '89, so somebody in the 80s, 70s, who knows. Someone did some body work, and I'm not going to talk smack. I mean, you do what you can with the resources you got. And actually, there's a lot more openness to stuff back then than today. So, whatever. This was on there. And at first, I was like, wow, you know, that metal has not rusted. That is just amazing. But then I was like, it's awful strange that Bondo didn't adhere to it. And then, you know, I'm just kind of baffled I don't think I'm getting any more off. Anyway, maybe. Nope. That's some strong Bondo. They use the good stuff. Then I noticed the screw head here. So what they did, and the reason this isn't rusted, I believe this is metal for like HVAC. And then they screwed it in and they bonded it, and yeah. So they made a patch panel out of HVAC. And you know, I'm not saying it's the right way, but I'm sure when it had the Bondo on top of there, you couldn't tell. And it wasn't rusting. The screw they used to bolt it in was rusting. I'm assuming that's some sort of an old school self-tapper. But the metal, can you imagine if they just built the whole car out of that? We'd never have rust, apparently. Now then, the worst part on the body actually isn't any of the rust or anything. I'll get to that. But like all the glasses here, trim, what little trim the car has, 220 is all here. So that's good, and none of it leaks. And same thing on this side. The doors open great and close great, and all the body gaps, or wow, gaps. All the gaps are good. I don't know. My brain can't work today. Assuming we got some rust under this. This looks like more Bondo. So I'll have to get another patch panel, but they make those. And if they can make that out of HVAC stuff, I can recreate it in actual, 20 gauge steel. I'm not worried about it. Some more rust here. Not worried about this either. I got a slip roller to put that slight curve in it. I'm just going to hope that it's below the body line. But even if I had to make this body line, that ain't that bad. Both rocker panels, really good. Little spot starting here. So it's dirty. We basically went off-roading on the way back. I put trailer lights on. I lost the trailer light. Oh, I didn't notice this before. That's going to need addressed. Well, at least it's not Bondo. Alright, so this trunk lid, though, is tweaked. It's, well, I got a mosquito, hang on. Something's tweaked, like, right in here, which you can probably see on camera a little bit. It's got another dent right here. So it's like it got pushed a little bit, and the back, like, needs pulled out a little. It lines up better on this side than that side. So that's going to be fairly challenging. In the trunk, these don't go to this motor. It's like a Buick V6 parts. Obviously, I mean, mice, you saw what they did to the engine there. I mean, this was the ultimate mouse house for about 36 years. And they were having a good time. They were living their best life in high class in an AMC. Also, even if that trunk lid wasn't bent, I can't close it because right here there's supposed to be a tab. That's no longer there. There's also no trunk lock. I'll have to adjust all of that. My noble helper, he works for pizza, right? Pizza? Uh-oh, I'm gonna get eaten. So you might be thinking that I'm crazy for buying it, and that's okay, because sometimes you've got to go a little crazy to get the car that you want, and sometimes you just... The point is, not every car is going to be a gem straight off the bat. Hold this down, will you? Not every car is... Hold this down, will you? Not every car is going to be a gym. Right off the bat. Sometimes they need some effort. This is the part I was kind of dreading, but it's going to be okay. Oh, the windows go up and down nicely also. So, the dash, I've got some surface rust. She's metal, which is really cool. What? I'm doing a video. Bark at someone else. But I can clean that up. There's nothing really wrong. There's no through rust or anything. I was probably going to make an aluminum plate for this and put gauges across there because that would be really freaking cool. Turn signals, I found, I know the switch is bad. I found a thing online though. Oh, cool. Rambler Americana. So I'll have to get that. I can't tell you the smell that's in here. It's terrible. Oh, I don't want to ruin the new grass with that smell. Wow, that is a huge foot pedal. Look at that thing. That's just ridiculous. So yeah, this carpet is unsavable. These seats are unsavable. Those seats are unsavable. That door panel is actually not in bad shape. This door panel's seen worse days. I'm going to put the ozone generator in here for like oh yeah, look back there. Oh, and the headliner is unsavable. It has been mouse housed. But luckily, there's some Budweisers. Some old school Budweisers. And an old school Pepsi can. Then I ordered tractor tires today. Those are 14-inch wheels. I have no intention of keeping them once this thing is going again. So the cheapest tire I could get is a tractor tire. I'll go toss those on over at my dad's since he has a tire machine. Then we can actually roll it. Well, I gotta get the drive shaft out. Then it'll roll. Yeah, ozone generator. If you've never tried it, try it. It's weird, but it takes away smells. It'll at least make it where I'm not gagging every 5 seconds, and I can start getting that out. In the end, we got the car for cheap. We got a title. We got potential. I should say, as far as I can tell, floor pans, trunk pans are fine. The unibody structure itself is fine. Not seeing any rust or anything anywhere. And most of this body, other than having to order a couple patches, I'm going to be able to fix. The trunk lid I'm worried about most. As far as this AMC engine and transmission, like I said, clutch appears to be stuck. If I pull them, I'm pulling them both. They're not going back in. So, let me show you what is going in this glory hound. I just did a video where I actually got the entire garage. I never uploaded it to YouTube. But I got the whole garage organized, and I had room again, and it was amazing. All my specialty tools are in the toolboxes. We were doing good. Now I got a dart in the way. I got all my other parts for other projects. Bunch of cardboard box on that side, and I got a car lift. That is going to be a nightmare to stand up. It's basically going to have to go like right here, so I'm going to have to cut concrete. It's going to be a thing. But I'll have a lift. Now, as far as the AMC goes, and I got to weld that on the Pontiac so it stops taking up so much space. This was a running and driving 5.3 liter LM7. I believe 2004. So it is a Gen 3 LS, or whatever the guys want to call it when they have a problem with truck intakes and they want to feel like the LSs are, you know, more special than the truck motors. Granted, if I spent the money actually buying like an LS1, I guess I would want people to call it an LS2, you know, also. So I wouldn't care. They're LS motors. Complain in the comments. So yeah, this is where we're at. The interior completely unsalvageable. Motor might be salvageable, and I might even run it after I get it out of the car, assuming it is the transmission. I'm betting that it is. But once it comes out, it's not going back in. And I'm not... If you watch my channel, you know very few things do I restore without modifying on some level. I'm just not your numbers matching guy. So there's numerous things that we have to consider for getting an LS motor in here. One, wow, that is a big spider. One, motor fitment. So they don't make any direct fit motor mounts. I've seen people do it on YouTube. There is a guy that custom makes them. I am going to order some from my local Speedway because it's only 20 miles away and I can pick them up same day. Pretty sure I can make the universal ones work. These ones are actually pretty good though. They do have a cushion, so they're not just solid mounts. Cross member, I haven't even got with the tires flat. I haven't even gotten to see under this yet. We couldn't get a jack under there. Just trying to get this home was a nightmare. We had to drag it onto the trailer with the rear tires not spinning. Getting it off the trailer was even more fun because it wanted to push the ramps off because, again, tires won't spin. We ended up uncoupling the truck from the trailer, letting the trailer tilt back, then pulling the car off. That actually worked a lot better. So, drive shaft, that should be easy once the engine and transmission are mounted. Now, I have looked for options as far as the manual transmission goes. And unfortunately, I can't find any in the time frame I'm looking for. I would like an AR5. Haven't been able to find it, at least at a decent price. The T56, no. Yeah, no. That's just too much money. Plus, T56 were never designed to be retrofitted into an old car. Therefore, you have to do extensive modifications to the floor fans, which some would say you have to do that no matter what, but not to the level of cramming a T56 in a car like this. I looked for an NV3500, could not find one, not even a decent one. I did look for T5s, both world class and non-world class, found none. I do not want to do another Muncie or Super T10. I do have a Saginaw though. I picked up at a swap meet last year. I thought about doing the Saginaw. But an LS motor's going to rip apart a Saginaw if I ever hook up, you know. So it's just kind of, eh. So the cheapest, easiest option, which it might also still kill, is a Turbo 350. Now, this 5.3 liter, I'm going to put a stage 3 cam in it. Hello, dog. Hello, dog. I like dogs. I love dogs. You might even be my favorite dog. You're bumping my camera stand. Yep, that's me on the camera. Okay. Where was I? Yep, 5.3 liter, stage 3 cam. So I'll need probably a 2500 stall for the Turbo 350. Probably still going to kill the Turbo 350. I really don't care. The main thing is, cars aren't meant to sit. Everything that I have runs and drives, well, except for the Banana right now because of the fuel pump or a fuel clog. But that one's about to swap to a new frame. So other than that, the El Camino, the Ventura, the Monte Carlo, the two that don't are the ones that drive me nuts. Even the Love drives. Is the Dart, and now this one. It drives me crazy. We got to get there. So those are going to be fine. Next consideration is going to be fuel. I've been price checking around and everything else. Easiest thing that I'm going to be able to do is, for right now, because we're also trying to keep within a budget. I have a lot of projects I work on. Evil Energy fuel system. I get the tank, the pump, the regulator, the lines. I don't even want to have to worry about it. They all come as a kit together. We're going to rock that. Cooling system, just going to come from eBay. I already have electric fans from a company that I really like that I cannot remember their name right now. But I'll probably put it in the video at some point because I that's like the family fan. We all use them. But that'll solve the radiator. The biggest problem with putting an LS motor in that I can see so far is going to be the exhaust manifolds. Almost to the point that I was going to do a turbo just so the manifolds face the other direction. Yeah. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So this flat 6, there's not a lot of room to go back on either side. Now I won't have my transmission linkage anymore for the 3 on the tree. That'll help. But if you look at where this engine cradle is, I mean, the engine's going to be sitting far back, because just use the oil filter as reference. That oil pan's going to have to be behind that. So maybe the manifolds will come down like right in this region where I think that's an external oil pump on the Flathead 6. If they can come down through there, we will be okay. But I've seen a lot of people complain about that online, that did not work. So this is definitely going to be a major project. However, I'm pretty much just going to order everything straight off the bat and go at it hard. So get the trailer tires on first, get the drive shaft disconnected, get this sucker into the garage. After that, we're going to start assessing some more of the body, get this engine and transmission out of there, get all of that interior out after running that ozone generator for a while. Pressure wash the living hell out of everything. And then we are going to rapidly LS swap this. I did not anticipate another project. The Dart I anticipate being my next major project, and that'll be a controversial one, so keep watching, because some of you are going to hate me after you see what I do to the Dart. However, this one coming in, it needs to come back to life. It's a freaking AMC. I don't care how it comes back to life, so long as it's fast, it's loud, it looks good, and it doesn't smell terrible. So that's what we're going for. Now, I've thought this through in the last 24 hours all the way to paint. It's going to stay white, because I don't want to paint door jambs in the engine bay and all that stuff. So we're going to address the rust, we're going to address the dents, we're going to put a new coat of white paint on it. Might add some flat black in there, because contrast. And we're going to roll that way. What I am hoping is that in a few months we can turn a 1965 AMC Rambler 220 from a car that has been sitting since before I was born into a running, driving, fire breathing. I could edit that out, but I'm not. Fire breathing monster. This thing is gonna scoop, because this is a really lightweight car, and I'm gonna have a lot of fun in it. So as always, thanks for watching Dented Dreams Garage. We'll see you next time when we start working on this.